Welcome to an episode of First Use, and in today's video I'm going to go through the Brisbane Lions forward half pressure against Carlton in their round 18 clash. They broke a record for tackles inside forward 50 last night for Brisbane. They had 20. It was the most since round 2-3 against the West Coast Eagles, where they had 19. Last week they only had 2 against Port Adelaide. But the pressure they put on, it was spoken about from the commentary. You'll see from these clips. The first clip is their first entry inside forward 50. And what I want to show you is how balanced they are around the contest, where they give trust. And I've spoken about previous videos where you have confidence in your teammate to provide the pressure, then you're going to the receiver, and they did it superbly last night, Brisbane. It was really awesome to watch, and from these clips you would just see the amount of pressure they put on from the talls, Logan Morris, Hitwood, to the smalls, and Charlie Cameron, and Zach Bailey, Lohman. They all just worked as unity, as a team effort. To lay 20 tackles inside 450 was outstanding. Let's get in the clips now. Okay, so this is Brisbane's going right at screen. This is the first entry inside forward 50 last night for Brisbane, and as you'll see from here, the entry, the balance, how structured they are around the contest, the ability to keep it in their forward half was unreal last night. So the ball comes inside forward 50, and then you've got Lohman here, you've got Eric Hitwood here, and just watch all the effort by all the players to be able to keep the... Then you've got Charlie Cameron as well. It's just really well balanced. So the ball goes in dispute, and then you've got Charlie Cameron going at the ball. So Lohman's holding. He's holding there to be balanced. The good thing I like about this too is Eric Hitwood moves laterally. So the ability to actually know where the ball is, but to know where where the nearest opponent is. So Charlie Cameron forces the hand pass, and now it's the chase from behind. But look at Eric Hitwood here. The ability to know where the nearest opponent is, but able to have balance. Really important. If he goes this way, hand pass, and then Carlton's out. But because he stays and holds his balance, he's able to then be able to allow Charlie Cameron to come from behind to force Wiedering to make a decision. You can see here, they're pointing to go out, but there's no exit because of the pressure and the balance. So great chase by Charlie Cameron. So the ability to then get there, and you see Eric Hitwood. So like I said, if he comes into that contest, then there's a quick handball release, and then they've got another one there in Doherty. But because he balanced and he holds, now he can go. Now he's putting pressure on. And then you'll see Berry comes into play. He's not overcommitting either. He's waiting for Eric Hitwood to do his work. And now he comes into play. Right? So it's good balance, great awareness, good balance, good synergy, allowing and having confidence in your teammate to force the pressure. So gets his hand on, great effort, and now it's in dispute. This is what I love from Lohman. He was over at this point in front and centre when the first entry came in. So force a kick, forces that hand pass, Lohman again, and then there he is pushing it and forces it over the line. So that was the first entry inside forward 50 last night. I know when the energy's up, but that was a clear signal, clear sign for the whole entire night for Brisbane. So Brisbane's going right at screen, still in the first quarter, and just watch the ability to get a hand in to actually force the turnover. So the ball's coming in, slight fumble, just onto it. Logan Morris gets a hand in there, but just look at the balance. There's just balance here. Rayner ends up kicking the goal, but it's just balance. The ability to be able to be laterally to the contest, been able to cover off the exits. Great contest, still holding, and then there's hands out and there's a goal. So really good balance. And they're not going all bees into a honeypot. They're just standing out, waiting to see what's happening, and then they react to see what's going on. It's really such an efficient way to balance and be able to put pressure on the opposition. I really love this. So when I watched the vision, I saw that Charlie Cameron, he gives away a free kick, but you can just see the balance that they have in the whole entire forward line for Brisbane. So it goes inside forward 50, and I just loved his competitiveness last night, his ability to second, third, fourth efforts. So the ball goes in dispute. So then he's there, and then he gives away a free kick. Understandably, he was upset. He was upset. Didn't think he gave away the free kick, but he stays on the mark. Really important. Doesn't want to give away 50. So they switched the play. Back here was Ashcroft. Will Ashcroft, that is. Way back on the wing. So the ability to come on the 45, be able to clog. But look at this. There's Levi Ashcroft coming across. Big Oscar McInerney coming across. And then Darcy Fort just holding. Not getting sucked into the contest. Just the ability to stay balanced. And then he forces a turnover. So he gets a smother. But then Carlton regain the possession again. And they're trying to go out. So then Loman comes across. And Loman was over here on his man. But then the ability to come over and just get him to make a decision. Put the pressure on. Oscar McInerney coming across. They should have actually used this kick, Carlton. But they try to go through the middle. They try to switch it up and go back through the corridor. Will Ashcroft. So he was way over here on the wing, and he's gone on a 45 just to cover off. But when you look at the setup, you've got balance, balance here. So really well structured. Love how they've just been able. They just weren't allowing Carlton any easy exits out of their forward half. Pitnet should have marked it, but it's got to play on, holding the ball, and that results in a goal. So really well structured again from Brizzy. This one goes inside forward 50, and the ability to lay the tackles, have balance, not fly for the mark. I love this from Rayner. Now he loves flying for the marks, and I know that Brisbane love him going for his marks, but in this position he's just that couple of steps away from the contest, but the ability just to hold. Not he knows that there's the contest. He knows he's out of the contest, but just to stay balanced. Really, really important. Don't get sucked into the contest. So the ball comes in. This is where Levi ends up kicking a goal. But just watch Rayner here. Really well. He's not coming in. Just holds. He just knows he's not going to get there in time. Let these guys bring the ball to ground. Ball comes over the back. Bang. Laser tackle. In dispute. Goal. So really well done from Rayner. He just knew the ball was a little bit too far away from him. He couldn't impact that contest. Stayed balanced and laid the tackle. And this is the same again. Charlie Cameron just having the balance. So when they're running inside forward 50, so Brisbane's going left to screen. Just look at this setup. And I know it's going, but they're just so well balanced. The ball is going to be here. This is where it's going to drop. So as I've said in previous videos, if you can't impact the contest, what are you doing? And this is exactly how they've structured up. So really well balanced going inside their forward 50. But great contest here from Archie. So bring the ball to ground. And they were really good at that last night. I got another clip of Charlie Cameron where he was 2-on-1 against, and he brought the ball to ground. But it goes to ground, and then just the ability. And Charlie Cameron comes out a left screen here. So this is, from Carlton's perspective, this is having awareness and protection for your teammates. So Haynes doesn't do this. He's just ball watching. But Charlie Cameron comes from nowhere. But this is once again having the balance. The other important part of this, and this is what I've been explaining to you about balance, is Eric Hipwood here. So if Eric Hipwood comes to the Carlton player, there's a hand pass to Docky. So it's similar to the first clip I showed. But because he hovers, he allows Charlie Cameron to come from behind and be able to lay the tackle. So it's once again really good balance. So there's Eric Hitwood just holding the ball. So really well structured. They're just giving themselves balance. They've been obviously working on this, and it was obviously a really strong key indicator for them last night. Only having 2 tackles inside forward 50 last week. Even though they won, they're still priding themselves on their pressure inside their forward 50. So Zorko's hit going inside 450. I love this kick. So when you watch a replay, you can see he's looking at different options, but the only option he has is Charlie Cameron inside forward 50. But what he does, he kicks it and gives it a bit of elevation. Really important. Just to get over these Carlton players. But then now the execution, but now it's all about Charlie Cameron making a contest. And he does. Makes a contest, ball slips over, Darcy Fort runs into a goal. So really well. So one really good kick from Zorko, but really great work from Charlie Cameron. He's inside forward 50 pressure. I'd love to see what they talk about in their review this week, but he was certainly up there last night. And then this is Will Ashcroft just here. Just once again, just having balance. Balance at the stop play. He comes in, there he's there. Billy just ascends it, and then bang, lays the tackle, holding the ball. So you can see those clips. It's just outstanding work from Brisbane last night. The ability just to have balance, to be able to hover back, to identify the players got the ball, but also understand where your teammate is. Those 2 clips there from Eric Hitwood and Charlie Cameron working in synergy for one another was really outstanding. It just shows how structured they are, how good their balance is inside forward 50. They laid 20 tackles. It just felt like it was in their forward half the whole night, but that's exactly what they put on Carlton, and the great work by Brisbane and their efficiency. And then they put on scoreboard pressure from those turnovers and tackles.